Hello, who's calling?
Hi Nathan, I'm Clara from Solar Bright Home Solutions. I just saw the form you filled out. Do you have 30 seconds for me to explain why I'm calling?
Hello again, this is Javier from Smarter Path, an AI automation agency where we build customer support systems, lead generation systems, lead qualification systems through voice and text. Today, we're actually going to be focusing on one of these products where we're going to be building a voice AI lead qualification system for a solar panel installation company. So let's go ahead and build it in through VAPI and NA10. VAPI is a new tool that we have not used until now, where we will orchestrate everything in the flow. So the telephony solution, the text-to-speech, the speech-to-text, and the connection to NA10. And NA10 is where we will have all of the logic that we will set up in the system. So let's go build it. So as we said, we will start looking at VAPI, which is where we will set up everything prior to the logic of the agent. So everything that will transcribe, everything that will speak, and the telephony solution around it, as well as the connection, obviously, to the backend where we will have the system built on an A10. So most people here, they use one of the typical LLM providers, but us, instead of that, we will be using a custom LLM, which is through this that we will actually be able to connect to an A10. So we will actually call this an A10, the model. The custom LLM URL will actually take this from an A10 later on. For now, we'll just leave it empty. And in this case, since this is an outreach, we will actually wait for the user to speak. And here we just, okay, let's use this one, but random for now. And we'll set it up later. And then the first message, we are waiting. So we don't actually need to set anything up here. We can delete the whole prompt that we have here because we will set everything up that is here directly on NA10. So we can actually just remove this and make it smaller even. So what else? We can actually put this as null. Then max tokens, we can leave that as is because we actually will not be touching any of this. And now the voice configuration. So this is an important step where we will actually be choosing who is the one speaking with us. So we don't want to use VAPI. We want to use the best voice AI that there is right now. And here we can take any of these really would do actually, but do we want a male or female voice? I'm not sure. Let's just go with Will for now. If we don't like it, we can change it after. And we will use this model, 11 Turbo V2.5, because that's actually one of the best. We don't need multilingual for this. We'll just have an English-speaking agent. So this is fine. And then for the additional configuration, we want to set some things up here. So we want to use a default background sound, which is not the default, but the office one. So people will be hearing like keystrokes basically in the background. So it feels like someone's calling you from an office, which makes it sound more professional, more real, not so much AI. We will lower this very slightly. I will just skip it here, actually. It's fine. Speed, we can go slightly faster maybe, but yeah, let's keep it at that. 1.1 is fine. Style exaggeration, we'll keep it at 0. And then the rest, we will keep them as they are. Then the transcriber, we will use DeepGram, so this is good as it is. And we will use it in English using the Nova 3, which we can. Nova 3, I've mostly been using Nova 2, but Nova 3 should be even better, so it's fine as it is. And then the rest, we'll keep them as they are, yes. So then tools, we will not be using tools here because all of the tools we will have actually in NA10 directly. Same as the predefined functions. We don't need any of them here. We will set everything up that we need in NA10 directly. Custom functions, same thing there. And then the summary, success evaluation, and structured data, we don't need to touch it right now, not for the setup of the agent. Maybe if we want to then make it better and improve it and have some setup for our customer, we can actually do it through here, but we don't need it right now. And then privacy, we don't need anything here. We will keep the audio recordings, yes. The format is fine as that, as such, perfect. What else is there? So start speaking plan. Oh, this is very important here to make sure that whenever we send information to VAPI, it's not leading to an issue. We want to keep the smart endpointing. In English, LiveKit works well, but for now we'll keep it off. Although we could use LiveKit. And 0.4 seconds, that's actually it. Use LiveKit. And here wait function is fine. Actually, I'm going to use the object so we can actually set everything up right here. So this actually, we're going to reduce it to 1.2. And this is basically to optimize so that we get the audio chunks that VAPI will send to us in the proper format, basically. So we don't have like shorter chunks, like not full sentences, or that it waits too long to send information to us, so then the user becomes impatient. So this is the setup that we found is best for this. If we were to use LiveKit, a lot of this gets automated. But if we want to set it up manually, this is how we would do it. At least this is our experience using it in Spanish, for example. Otherwise, we can just use the automated version with LiveKit in English, and that would be fine as well. Voicemail detection, I don't think we need to set all of these up right now because they're actually not necessary at the moment to know how we can set up an agent. So we'll keep them as they are on standard. Here we'll make this 2 only, but it's not super relevant. It's not going to change hugely. The silence timeout, actually, we will change this to 60 seconds because otherwise the call gets cut too quickly. If there's some silence at some point, if you're looking for any information in a database or anything like that, that can actually lead to some issues. What else here? So keyput input settings. Yeah, this is fine. So yeah, this is basically it for VAPI. And now we can go to NA10 to set it up and get the link that we can actually put here properly now. Okay, so now that we're on NA10, the thing that I like to do in these cases is start with a chatbot, and then we will connect it to VAPI to verify that it works first, the logic, and then we will polish the interface and make sure that it works properly with the audio settings, basically, right? So we will start first with the chat trigger, as we always do for this type of cases. And then what we will do, first we'll just create the agent. And instead of an actual agent, we will do a basic LLM chain because I want to keep things simple. So here what we will do is basically define below the prompt. And here I will copy and paste a prompt that I've created from ChatGPT, basically, where we actually embed a bunch of things on top. So here we have it as an expression. So the role is there, Clara, an expert booking assistant for Solar Bright Home Solutions. Tone is positive and informal, and you give short answers. You generate Clara's next message. You don't stupidly follow the script, but rather adapt to the prospect's messages. Perfect. Confirm that you're talking with Jason name. So then we need to now bring this in along with a couple other things. So Jason email, Jason name again, Jason city, Jason budget, Jason email again. So we have a bunch of data from the prospect that we're reaching out to, because the idea here is that we've received a form from the user, and they filled out a form on our website or via Instagram ads or whatever the case may have been. And now we're reaching back out to them, so we have their information on our database, okay? And now here we have the full value proposition of the company, so Solar Bright Home Solutions, panel installation, cutting electricity bill by up to 70%, all-in-one service, financing option, etc. And we have here some testimonials as well, so some success stories basically, and execution constraints. So make sure that we always speak in English, memory, use conversation history to inform responses, which we add here below. And your task is to just generate the next message from Clara. Okay, do not include any command in the response, just conversational plain text. Perfect. And instead of putting the numbers at 8, because sometimes with the AI, this can be read something like at 8:00, things like that. So we're going to make sure that it just says at 8 for this kind of thing. So we say the times properly, never break character. All right. So now we need to bring in this date. Well, first we actually want to give it a specific format too. So require specific output format. Here we will add a destructured output parser. And here we will bring something super simple, but just so that we have the output that we want. So output and the response. So that's what we want there. And here, as we often do, we will do Gemini and 2.5. And as we always mention as well, let's actually name these things properly. Gemini 2.5 Flash, so that we know what we are using. And this is the agent, so let's just call it agent. Good. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to add the information that we need to process afterwards. So here we will do some hard coding for now because we don't actually have anything else. So Airtable, which we've already learned in the first video or second video that we created, how to connect to it. So now here what we have is this database, Solar Bright Home Solutions, table leads, and we have the ID, the name, the email, the city, the budget, and let's actually delete this because this was done previously. So let's just remove all of this. Good. And so we have this information from the user and the transcript from the conversation that we expect to have with them. Okay. So now we will go here and we will say, okay, from the list, we go Solar Bright Home Solutions, from the list leads. And what do we want to do here? We just want to make sure that we're taking a specific ID. So we will do open parenthesis, ID column that we have equals to 1 in this case. And then we close the bracket. No, and we close the parenthesis. All right, so execute this step. Let's see what we get here. Can we execute this step? It's not really working. Huh? Okay, so let's just say hello here. And let's see what it gives us. Okay, so we got, great. This is the response. So the email, Joe Priddle, city San Antonio, budget 3. Okay, so we got everything from the first line here. So ID 1, which is what we were asking for. So this is perfect as is. Great. Now we need to update also that same row with the output. So update a record. And we're doing the same thing. So what we want to do here is basically add the transcript that we are having right now. So here what we will do is basically we need to test the previous notes to start working here. So let's just refresh here, say hello. Great. And this is when we get an error, but here this is what allows us to basically map things properly. So what is the ID? We can actually map this. We can do with the ID as well. So just let's do that. ID, we don't want to put as 0. We want to keep it as is. And now what we will do is on the transcript, we will add this formula created by ChatGPT as well, where if it's the first conversation, we don't want to add anything other than like this. So here what we want to do is from search records, so the first node, which we should actually change the name of, get user info. So here we should actually do get user info. We get the JSON transcript, and then we also get the user, and we've put whatever they said on the chat right now, and then we also add what the agent just generated right here. So in this case, if there is no previous transcript because it's the first one, then we filter it with this Boolean here, and we join with a new line, basically. Okay. So we can now, and the rest, we will keep it exactly the same as it is, because we don't want to change any of this data. So we can now execute this step. Okay, there we go. And now we can see here that, hello, hi there. Am I speaking with Joe Priddle? Yes, great. And now if we keep talking, then we will have this conversation keep going. So let's actually refresh this conversation, delete everything from here. And let's save and say, imagine someone calls us and we say, hello, who is calling? Okay, so we have an issue right here, which is no output data returned. Oh, so it changed it to 0, even though we modified that so that it wouldn't. So let's make sure that here we do not have a 0 here. Let's save, make sure that there is no 0. I don't know why this keeps adding the 0. Okay, let's actually then go to executions. We had one here. Good, copy to editor. And here, let's actually just add straight up this ID here so that we avoid an issue. And we save it. Okay, good. So now execute workflow. All right, so things seem to be working now. And here we have this. Let's delete it again. Good. Okay, now we can just unpin, save, and now we can actually start talking again. Hello, who is calling? And let's see what it says. Okay, so we have this, which basically means, all right, so we're just sending all of the information from Airtable, and then the answer from the AI agent. Good. So am I speaking with Joe Pirtle? This is perfect. And what is the conversation here? Hello, who's calling? Am I speaking with Joe Pirtle? Great. So that's working fine right now. Obviously not here for the chat, but right now we are storing the information properly, so this is fine. Good. Now what we want to do then is basically come here and create a set node. And actually, as always, we should update transcript in this case. And here, what we want to add, let's move things back so that we don't have too big. Okay, so here is generate output basically for now. Good. So now what we want to do is manual mapping and add field here. So output, a string, and here what we want to get is the agent's output. Perfect. So now let's save, and now let's delete it again here from the transcript. Or we could actually just change it here to the 2. Good. So hello, who is calling? Great. So now, hi, is this Mark Johnson? Great. So we have this, and now we should have the next line. There we go. Hello, who is calling? Hi, is this Mark Johnson? Perfect. So this is working fine. Great. Great. So now the conversation flow seems to be working fine. So let's just keep talking a little bit to make sure that it keeps working and then the conversation flows properly. Yes. Who is calling? So again, this goes all the way. Hey, it's Clara from Solar Bright Home Solutions. I just saw from the form you filled out. Do you have 30 seconds for me to explain why I'm calling? Sure thing. And in the meantime, here we can see that this is getting outdated with the user AI, a new one. Sure thing. Awesome. Many homeowners tell us that their energy bills just keep climbing, etc., etc. Okay, so it's following the flow that we outlined here in the prompt, and it's working perfectly well actually for this. So this is great. And here we have the conversation that it keeps growing as we are updating the transcript every time. So this is working great at the moment. So now what we will need to do is actually add the webhooks so that we can actually connect to VAPI. So let's actually add webhooks and set them up properly now. Okay, so this webhook, we will add it here and connect to the database the same way that we have. And then on this end, we need to connect another webhook. All right, oops, not this one, but the other one. Respond to webhook, there we go. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to set this up. And that's what we will do right now. So in order to set it up, what we need to do is actually change some of the way that we process the parameters that we have here, just because the webhook will actually need a new type of response here. So we've actually set some of this up already, but we need to first add this code node where we actually process all of the information in the way that and format it out in the way that VAPI needs. So basically this just gives out the proper format here. So let's see, executing the step to see that it works properly. And let's see, it's not taking a while. Let's check. If not, we just run. Okay, no, it's working well. So, well, we actually help homeowners who are tired of high electricity. Fantastic. So this is how we want it to be. Great. Then the response actually has to have this format. So we need to bring in this code node here to be responding this. And then we need to add the following header. So content type needs to be text, event stream, cache control, no cache. And then connection needs to be keep alive. Okay, and the rest we just keep as is. And we respond with text to be able to do this. Then on this end, we just need to set it up so that we actually get this this webhook, the one in production. So we just called it lead gen agent chat completions here. So we just copy this and then we bring it here. So this is the one that we will be adding, and we just need to remove the chat completions because otherwise it's redundant because it just adds it automatically here. And we need to publish this agent right now. Good. So now we will test it out and see what it leads to. There will be some issues because, for example, here we're bringing in data here that comes from the from this node when chat message received, and we are not going to be using that. We're going to be switching this to the input that we're actually getting from the webhook. So this is what will be one of the big changes that we'll have right now. So let's save this, test it out, and now that it's also active, we have activated it. So let's test it now via this link that we have right here. So I'll show you right now the link. But basically what we have is a link that VAPI provides for us right here, which says copy assistant demo link. So now if you open that, then you can actually start testing it out. So we will just click it. It takes a couple of seconds, generally speaking, to start working. But once it does, we just start talking and see how it goes. Hello, who's calling? And now we have that error, perfect. So I need to be quiet for a second just to be able to get that error. So let's see the error here, right? It will be exactly on the error table right here, great. And here, let's see if we have everything else correct. We need to be bringing in a last message because otherwise we have obviously that issue. And we need to be removing this transcript or this previous transcription that we have. So we're going after customer 2. So let's actually, instead of that, let's move this to 3. And then here, let's add that message from the webhook into the last part. So let's debug in editor and see how this goes here. So here we want at the end from the webhook, this section right here. So hopefully this works well because it's a fixed messages one content. Another way to do it would be to just bring in messages directly, the whole thing. So let's try this. We might actually want to remove then the JSON transcript as a whole, although we still want to save it because that's good information to always have. So let's just keep it as that right now, this part right here. And then let's see, we could actually even do that here. So instead of doing this long formula here, let's try adding just messages as a whole, same way that we just did. So the whole messages block that we have, which is this and this basically, with the temperature max tokens. We could process it to have it a bit cleaner, but let's just add it to transcript. And that's all we do for now. And let's see if with this, it is now fine. So we're gonna test it again and see if the response is proper this time. So let's give it a couple of seconds and try it again. Let's go to executions to see how. Hello, who's calling? Okay, so we have a new error now. Okay, good. Let's see what it is. So again, we have this error here for field transcript. Okay, let's see what kind of field transcript is. Otherwise, we can ask GPT. Invalid value for column, cannot parse value. Okay. So it's an array. Okay. Okay, so let's see how to turn an array into this. Do we need to any information from here? Is there an array data type here? Let's see. We're trying to add it here. Edit field, long text. No, I think it's easier if we just try to process the other side of things. So let's just say we're giving this out, which is an array. We're trying to process this in NA10 to add to an Airtable cell. The thing is that it is an array object. Let's copy this as well. So we copy it here, leading to the following issue. And let's copy now the error here. Good. So we have this here. How can we parse the object? Because really we only want the message sections. And let's see if it gives us a good answer. Hello, who's calling? Just the user's messages. This is what matters. Okay, let's try this. Now in your Airtable node reference JSON transcript. Function item node. So we're going to be doing that. Okay, let's see how it worked actually previously here, because this was another point of interest. So here we are just giving this out and it's saying object, 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 object. So definitely we don't want this. So we need to fix it up here as well. So let's actually see if we can just do this. So let's add a code node right after the webhook. And yes, because we is actually only needed for that. So let's add here a code node. And let's add this. We want both, so let's copy this and add this right here. And headers, so we go to the body, then we go to messages, and we want to get the content. And the row as well. We want to get the row as well for each section of content. How do we add that here? How do we add that here? Because right now this code would only give us out the content, which is the messages, but we don't know if it's the user or if it's the AI who's responding here. So we need to actually add this information as well into this. So let's see what it gives us. Good, this. So it now will say the row, column, and the content. So this is great. Let's assume that it doesn't break anything. And execute the step. Let's see what it does. System no, user hello, who's calling. Fantastic. Great. Great, yeah. I like it. So let's see if this now works better. And this is message parsing, let's say. So now we will need to execute again and add it properly into the following ones, but let's just execute and go from there. Again, this will still give out an error, but after this error, we will more easily and more quickly be able to fix it. So let's start a conversation again here as soon as it allows. So let's go in 3, 2, 1. Hello, who's calling? Now this is the one. This is interesting. How did we get this one? Oh, for whatever reason, it just stopped there. And let's actually stop it because it keeps running and it's still going to be triggering errors. Okay, good. So now we are here. Good. So now let's debug in editor. And here, what we need to see, why is this stopping here? Why can't we just keep playing them out? Let's see, execute previous nodes. Okay. And here, let's see what we needed to actually add, because we still have the object, which we do not want. We will want to get it from here. So instead of this, what we want is this here. And instead of this as well, no, that we can actually just keep. Although it doesn't seem to be getting, oh, we didn't change it to 3. So that's why we're having that issue now, but it's fine. And then here, what we need to add, again, it's not this here, but this. So let's try this out, execute this step. Okay, so let's see what it gives us. Because it's still giving us the same error now that we actually have it corrected. Oh no, role system, no. Okay, let's actually just try it out and see how it goes. Let's make sure that we made it, yeah, Mrs. Parsing, good. Execute step. It's actually not executing for whatever reason here. Okay, let's just test it out again and see if this time we actually make it work. So let's talk again. Problem, your requested invalid could not be processed by the service. Okay, that's fine. So, hello, who's calling?
Hi, is this Nathan Patel?
Yeah, this is Nathan. Who's calling?
Hi, Nathan. It's Clara from Solar Bright Home Solutions. I just saw the form you filled out, and I was hoping you could spare about 30 seconds so I can explain the purpose of my call.
Okay, so this is working perfectly right now. So let's close this now. Obviously, I forgot that I gave the name Clara when I chose the voice. So we either have to change the whole prompt or we go with a feminine voice now. So let's go with the second one, which is going to be a bit quicker. And let's just take from here whichever feminine voice we find. Let's see. It's taking a little bit to load here. So let's just wait until it does. No, it's not working. There we go. So let's go with this one. Beth, gentle and nurturing, should be fine. Let's publish it again. Make sure that it's Beth. Yes, good. So let's publish it here again. And now that's one of the things we needed to fix. The rest seems to be working fine. So we got here and another execution after that. And as you can see, it takes a little bit of time. It's 4.8 seconds, 2.5, 2.6. And this is partly because the agent takes some time here. We are not paying Gemini here, so it's the free version. So it takes a bit longer. Plus we have our table. If we are going in production, we need to have a quicker database. But for demo purposes, this is fine. So this is actually quite a solid build right now, and one that we could actually start selling to clients even if they don't have a huge volume and there's not a huge urgency either on making it faster. 2.5 seconds is a bit long, that is true, but it depends on the use case as well. Some use cases will have a more sensitive customer to the speed. Some use cases will be less sensitive. Customer support tends to be less sensitive. In this case, if you filled out a form because you're interested, then you also be a bit more patient. For cold outreach, you generally need to be faster though. So yeah, we have actually now the full build. I don't know, well, this is still like that. Let's just remove this here, the pin. And yeah, this is the flow. Let's reload so we make it nice. Good. So this is the full build, and we now have a full agent that actually will do lead qualification for us very well. So yeah, thank you very much for this, for your time, and let's wrap it up. Hello, who's calling?
Hi there. Am I speaking with Nathan Patel?
Yeah, this is Nathan. Who's calling?
Awesome. This is Clara from Solar Bright Home Solutions. We just got a form you filled out, and I was hoping to grab 30 seconds to explain why I'm calling. Is that okay?
Sure thing. I have 1 minute though, because I have to run into a meeting now.
Okay, no problem. Many homeowners are seeing their energy bills rise and wonder if solar can help. Is that something you've been curious about?
Yeah, that's actually something that I've been dealing with lately, and something that I would actually be interested in talking with an expert about.
Awesome. We actually help homeowners struggling with high electricity bills reduce their monthly costs by as much as 60%. Would you be interested in a quick chat with our Business Development Director, Javi Luengo, to discuss our system?
Yeah, definitely. Could could we talk in the next couple of weeks? Because this is something that I've actually been thinking about for the last few months. So if we can actually handle it and get it done in the next few days, that'd be awesome.
Perfect. Javi has 2 openings soon, Thursday the 31st at 10 a.m. or Friday the 1st at 2 p.m. Do either of those work for you?
Yeah, Thursday the 31st. That works. Yeah, perfect.
Perfect. I'll just confirm that with Javier's calendar and get back to you in a sec.
Great. Just let me know, and we can book that.
Awesome. Thursday the 31st at 10 a.m. is confirmed for you and Javi. Is your email still natepatel99@gmail.com?
Yeah, that's the one.
Great. Will anyone else be joining the meeting, or do you have any special requests?
No, it'd be just me. So yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Perfect. The meeting's all set for Thursday, the 31st at 10 a.m. We'll send you an invite to your email. Talk soon.
All right. Thank you, Clara. See ya.
You're very welcome. See you then.
Ciao, ciao. And with that, we've already created our first voice AI agent. This is a really cool experience when you first do it, so I highly recommend you build it out yourself. And for any feedback or questions that you may have, feel free to leave them in the comments. As always, I'm Javier Luengo, the CEO of Smarter Path, and looking forward to seeing you again next week. Ciao! Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and like this video.